Is Terra Luna about to hit a dollar? That's the question that's popping up all over the web. Some people are saying it's going to hit a dollar. Some people are saying it's going to go to zero. And in this video, I'll give you guys my thoughts on what I think is going to be happening with Terra Luna. Now, before we talk about where the price is actually going, let's first talk about what Terra Luna is and how it works and why it crashed. And then we can get back to where it's going. And also, if I say Terra Luna, it's because these are two tokens, but people use the names interchangeably. So for the purpose of this video, it's Terra Luna. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, my name is Ian, and on this channel, I talk about ways to make money, ways to save money, ways to invest your money. I talk about bank accounts, credit cards, and just about everything to do with personal finance. So if you like these videos and you like these types of topics, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. It's 100% free, won't cost you anything. Also, be sure to subscribe with the notifications on, and that way you never miss any of the future updates of when I post new videos on this channel. So first of all, let's talk about what Terra Luna is. And it's actually a stable coin, which is quite different from your average or the average cryptocurrency right now. So for example, a cryptocurrency is a digital currency in which all the transactions are verified and the records are maintained by a decentralized system rather than by a centralized authority like the bank networks. So a stable coin, on the other hand, like Terra Luna, for example, was or is a digital currency that is pegged to a stable asset, for example, the US dollar or gold. Now, the reason why a stable coin is usually pegged to a stable asset like the US dollar is to reduce volatility. So for example, this is why you'll see other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, for example, it will fluctuate a lot during the day, or example, within an hour, Bitcoin may go up by $1,000 or go down by $1,000 or even more, versus a stable coin which may fluctuate with the price, but it will always be like a cent or a fraction of a cent. So usually if you deposit, let's say $100, then you'll always have $100 in that stable coin if it's pegged to the dollar, for example. So you may be wondering now, well, if you deposit $100 and it's always going to be $100, it doesn't go up in value. How do you actually make money with a stable coin? What's the point if it doesn't increase in value? And the way stable coins work is that just like a traditional bank, the stable coin makes some money through short-term lending and investing. So the stable coin company will keep a portion of the reserve assets in cash or liquid so people could withdraw, and then they'll use the rest to lend to others and earn interest. So you can think of this like a savings account. You put your money in a savings account, the bank takes your money and lends it to someone else, and they pay the money back with interest, and then the bank gives you a small return on that money in your savings account. The difference here though is that with the stable coin, unlike your traditional savings account that offers ridiculously low returns, the returns from stable coins are usually significantly higher. So for example, you have the USDC stablecoin, which is also pegged to the US dollar, and this one yields about 9% in interest per year. Now, if you put your money in a savings account, you're lucky if you get 0.5% per year. Now, this is one of the main reasons why a lot of people are drawn to investing in Terra Luna and other stablecoins. And this is because, for example, if you put your money in USDC, which is a stablecoin as well, you get around 9% in interest or 9% in the staking rewards. However, if you put it in Luna, at one point in time, you could get up to 20% in returns. So to put this into perspective, if you had $100,000 saved up lying around and you put it in a savings account at your regular bank, you'd be lucky if they gave you 0.01%, which is really nothing. However, if you had that money and you put it in Terra Luna, at one point in time, if you were getting that 20%, which is $20,000, you'd be making $20,000 per year, and that is a significant reward. And this is why a lot of people were dumping or investing a lot of money into Terra Luna. If you already know all this stuff, then great, but just in case there are people watching who didn't know why people were investing in stable coins and what a stable coin was, that's basically the entire idea behind it. You invest in a stable coin because it's pegged to an asset or a reserve like the US dollar, for example, and that way it doesn't fluctuate in the price, and that way whatever amount of money you put in there, that's usually what it will be when you're ready to withdraw that money, or it will be more. So with stable coins, you'll actually earn interest or staking rewards, and these are considerably higher than a savings account or any other similar investment. So because of all this, stable coins are usually viewed as a more secure or stable investment than other cryptocurrencies because they're pegged to the dollar. So let's talk about why Terra Luna crashed. So the way that most stable coins work is that they're backed by cash reserves, and they usually have enough liquid assets on hand to match the value of each coin. However, Terra or UST is an algorithmic stablecoin whose value is backed by a Sigstr token called Luna. So Luna is run on a pre-programmed smart contract, and when Terra dips below, let's say $1, and that is possible, it's completely normal to have some fluctuations, it can then be swapped for Luna tokens at a small profit. So in theory, this means that this should help both tokens to balance out and keep the value stable all the time. It's like printing money out of thin air. It's a really complex mix of smart contracts, but this is just to make sure that the value of each UST token stays as close to $1 as possible, and that's what it's pegged to. But the problem here is that these complex algorithms somehow failed, and this was a great failure. Luna somehow crashed at the same time as UST in what has been referred to by even analysts as a debt spiral. So Luna's market value plummeted from around US 40 billion, billion with a B, to around US 500 million, which led to a sell-off and a crisis of confidence across the wider cryptocurrency market. So people started panicking and pulling money from Luna and a bunch of other cryptos. Now, the reason for all this is still not clear. Some people are blaming whales for withdrawing too much. Some people are saying that hedge funds had something to do with it. Some people are calling it a rug pull, since the founder of Terra Luna has now been linked to other failed stablecoin projects in the past. But this crash led to many people losing their entire life savings because they invested just about everything in what should have been one of the most secure crypto investments. Now, this brings to mind two things, and the first thing is that you should never invest what you can't afford to lose. And although this should have been one of the more secure crypto investments, while crypto isn't new, investing your entire life savings or money that you can't afford to lose into cryptocurrency is a new thing that came about just about a year ago, and I think this is because crypto has had an incredible bull run over the past year or 2 years. Now, I'm actually very lucky, and this is solely based on chance because I had invested into Terra. However, earlier this year, I changed my strategy for crypto, and I talk about that in a previous video, but I got really bullish on Ethereum, and I'm still bullish. And for that reason, I got rid of everything except Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDC. And looking back, it's complete luck because I would have most likely lost thousands in this crash. So the question now is, will Terra Luna recover? Is there any hope? Will it go back to $1? So at this point in time, and by the way, this is not financial advice, just my own opinion, but at this point in time, it's like a gamble, and I wouldn't get my hopes up. There has been one attempt so far to repeg, however, that's also a strange occurrence because backup funding or reserve funding is missing, and I don't think the founder has cleared up the missing reserve funds as yet. But one good thing that Terra Luna has right now is volume, and this is due to several groups such as Wall Street's bets picking that up, and so some short-term volume spikes and price spikes could be possible. So if you're able to buy at the right moment on any particular day, you could see a massive upswing in the price and profit, but again, this is just like gambling. So if you want to invest, you could, this is not financial advice by the way, but you could throw some money at Terra, but only do this with money that you're completely satisfied with losing. And once you throw it in, don't expect anything in return because you may or you may not get it all back. Now, in light of all this, I think this is why you need to diversify even if you're a crypto fan or believer. Never put all your eggs into one basket, so to speak, and just my opinion here, not financial advice again, but I think crypto isn't yet a place for your entire life's savings. So with that said, comment below and let me know if you lost money in Terra. Are you investing right now, and what are your thoughts? I'm going to be throwing $10 in just for the fun of it, but I'm putting this money in knowing that I may never see it again, and I'm completely fine with that. As always, all the best. Remember to diversify across several asset classes, and if you're going to invest your life savings, maybe do it with some investments that are slower yielding and proven decade over decade to be solid, like real estate, for example. So again, all the best. Comment down below, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.